Hello everyone, my name is EVOO and welcome to Cooking with the Koyas. Today we're going to make pasta con lenticchie, otherwise known as Italian lentil soup. Yes, it's rustic, yes, it's traditional, and yes, it's delicious. I'm going to share my recipe with you right now. Let's get started. So, like with every traditional Italian dish, we start off with extra virgin olive oil, of course. Okay, so we're going to add here 4 generous teaspoons of extra virgin olive oil. Okay, now to our olive oil. Let's get our flame going here. We'll set it up to medium heat to start with, and I'm going to add 1 clove of garlic that I've minced. So let's add that to our oil, and we're gonna cook this garlic for about 30 seconds. So again, what we're doing here is we're flavoring our olive oil. As you can see, our garlic is now starting to sizzle a little bit, so that's very good. We're now gonna add, I have here 50 grams of diced pancetta. Now, 2 things here. If you don't have pancetta, you can use prosciutto, diced prosciutto. If you're a vegetarian, just omit this step completely, okay? It'll still be delicious without the pancetta or the prosciutto, but again, with my recipe, the prosciutto or the pancetta makes a huge difference in flavor. So, 50 grams of pancetta added. I have here 1 celery stalk that I have diced. We're gonna add that. I have 1 medium-sized sweet onion that I've sliced and diced. Gonna add that. I have 1 carrot that I've also diced. That goes in. Now for this ingredient, I have diced up 1 sweet potato. If you do not have sweet potato, you can use a regular potato. It's no problem at all. I just like the version with sweet potato. I find it adds an extra little element of flavor. So now, quite simply, mix all these ingredients together, get them coated in that olive oil, and we're going to saute these till they cook up and soften up a bit. So let's give them at least 10 minutes and see how they begin to cook up. So we're just going to continue to saute these on medium. It's been 10 minutes, and what I've been doing is I've just been stirring occasionally, not regularly, but occasionally. And you know what? I'm going to let them go another 5 minutes. So we're going to have a total saute time here of 15 minutes. I want to get them just a little bit softer. And the reason why you want to mix them around occasionally, 2 reasons. 1, you don't want them to burn, but 2, you want to get all those flavors mixed in together and incorporated. So another 5 minutes. That extra 5 minutes has made a nice noticeable difference. There we go. I'm much happier with that. So to that, we are now going to add, I have 1 cup of green lentils. You could use green or you could use brown. Today I'm using green, and they're a little bit shriveled because I gave them a wash already. You always want to wash your lentils. So, and I like to use these screen mesh when I do my washing. It's very, very convenient and handy. Okay, so with our 1 cup of lentils, what you want to do is just mix them in with all those other ingredients, and you want to get them coated with all that beautiful flavor that we have been developing over the last 15 minutes. So when you do this, you mix it all around, you're going to continue to saute for just about 1 to 2 minutes. Okay, there we go. So let's just give this a minute or 2. So now it's time to add our broth. Now, for the vegetarian version, please go ahead and use vegetable broth. But what I am using today is I am using turkey broth. Now, you can use, my preference is turkey broth because turkey broth, I believe, has a lot more flavor than chicken broth. So, my 3 recommendations are, number 1, I recommend using 3 liters of turkey broth. If you do not have turkey broth, then use 3 liters of chicken broth. If you do not have 3 liters of chicken broth, then use 3 liters of vegetable broth as a vegetarian option. Now, I'm going to give you a fourth option. If you have no broth at all, just use water. Okay? 3 liters of water. It won't be as flavorful, but it'll still be very tasty. So, now, I also want to mention, we're going to put the lid on, we're going to bring it to a boil, and we're going to let it cook for at least 30, these lentils are going to need 30 to 40 minutes to cook. You've noticed I did not add any salt at this point. When you're cooking lentils, very important, do not add the salt until after the lentils are cooked. If you add the salt earlier, what happens is they retain like a firmness, and even though they've boiled or cooked for 30 to 40 minutes, they'll still be hard on the inside. So to avoid that, cook the lentils first, then add your salt. Okay, let's bring it to a boil, and then it's going to continue to cook for at least 30 up to 40 minutes. There's a nice vigorous boil. See if that's hot. Okay. And we'll give a stir. All right, I'm going to set the timer now for, we're going to go 30 minutes. And check it out, and I will stir it every so often, but I will keep the lid on. Maybe we'll drop the heat down to medium high, and we'll keep that nice boil going for 30 minutes. Looking good. Okay, it's been 30 minutes, and the reason I said 30 to 40 minutes, that's how long it takes for the green lentils, and as I mentioned, the brown lentils only take 30. But because I'm going to cook the pasta in the same broth, I can add that pasta now. So I'm going to actually use capellini spezzati. Okay, spezzati just means broken. And in fact, my mother used to always just get spaghetti and just break the spaghetti into pieces, and that's how we had it as growing up as a child. But try to get some pasta that is made in Italy. All right, so to this, I like to add 100 grams of pasta, which is usually around 1 cup, but let's verify that. Laura always makes fun of me because I weigh everything. Okay, so let's go here and grab 100 grams of pasta. Now, oops, that's a little more than 100. I usually use 100 grams of elbows, but the capellini spezzata, that's 100, almost 100. We're going to go with 125 because it's closer to the 1 cup measurement that I usually use. And I know you could use other small pastas. I like to use elbows or tubettini, but today I'm going with what I grew up with. And besides, this only takes about 4 minutes to cook. So I'm going to bring the heat up again, raise the temperature, bring it to a boil, and cook it for 4 more minutes. But it's looking really, really nice. Okay, it's come to a boil relatively quickly, which is good. So now I'm going to start my timer for 4 minutes. It has been 4 minutes. We can now turn our flame down, and I have not forgotten about our salt. Now's the time to add our salt. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon and start with that. I could always add more if I want it, but again, at this point, you just want to add salt to taste. Okay, there we go. Now, I also mentioned the capellini spezzati that I'm using there. That you can see they're very small and thin noodles, so they cook much, much quicker. If you're using the elbows or the tubettini, they're going to take longer than 4 minutes to cook. So just follow the directions on your package when it comes to the cooking the pasta. And now you know what I'm going to do. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Pasta lenticchie. Delicious and rustic. That right there is one healthy dish, which I am looking forward to tasting right now. Well, maybe in a minute or two. Let it cool down just a bit. Okay, I can't wait much longer. We got to dig into this, but just take a look at that beautiful pasta lenticchie dish right there. I'll tell you what, with a fresh piece of Italian bread on the side, there's nothing better. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what. This is so tasty. And I mentioned about healthy. You're getting the carbs from the pasta. You get the protein from the lentils. You're getting the benefits from the soup, the broth, and that comfort feeling from the soup. What an amazing, amazing Italian dish right here. No wonder we grew up eating meals like this, and no wonder the Italian diet is a good one. Super healthy, super tasty. I really hope you give my recipe a try, my version of pasta lenticchie. And if you do, drop me a line, let me know how you like it. I'd love to hear from you. But I want to thank you for joining me today on Cooking with the Koyas. And until next time, buon appetito. This is delicious. Super. I should say superb.